Hey, good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to Rod Chronicles. This is going to be the layout of our backcountry video series gear list. And I kind of wanted to just give you guys a layout of how all this started. So, as I said yesterday in the first impressions on the initial ascent pack, back before the holidays, we put out to you guys on the YouTube channel, on our Facebook page, Instagram, on who would be interested in seeing a video gear list. We had a lot of good response from it, and we ran different ideas through our head how we wanted to do it, and we finally came up with a plan. So after doing a lot of research on seeing what was out there and available to you or to us or to anybody that was looking for information on backcountry gear, we found a few different lists. One of the lists, I really liked the way that they set it up. I liked the functionality of the list. The biggest issue was obviously price and weight to an extent. So if you're familiar with GoHunt.com, which if you're a serious hunter, you probably are, one of their folks over at Go Hunt, his name is Brady Miller, because I want to give him some credit for this, because we're kind of using his list to go up against in a few different ways. So Brady, the first list I ever found that he produced was in 2016. I have emailed him and reached out to him on Facebook, but I have not gotten a response. Brady, if you happen to see this, please feel free to contact us. But basically, in 2016, he came out with a list. Price and weight on that list seemed to be really high on both ends. Did a little more research, found that he did another list in 2017. He had made some changes, went up in price but came down in weight. He went on to do a late season gear list in 2017, which we will talk about as we're going through the list. And then he did a early season, like lightweight list in 2018. And the most recent thing I found was he did a pronghorn trip in Nevada, and it was like super lightweight because he was basically using his vehicle to move around from spot to spot. So everything was pretty much staying in the vehicle. But the lists, like I said, the list that he put together, the spreadsheets that he's put together, I've seen at least 5 other media outlets that have used his spreadsheet. His spreadsheet is one of the best spreadsheets I've ever seen when it comes to gear. So he has pie charts on there, and he's got all your weights, your pricing. And one thing I did notice as he went on into 18, 19, and even late season 17, he stopped putting the price on the spreadsheet. Which, hey, obviously he designed it, he wanted to do it his way, and that's what he did. So I really liked the 2016 list the best because it was broken down everything. Gear, manufacturer, what it was, how much it weighed, gave you total weights, total price, everything. So that's the list that we used. Now you'll see it in a couple different ways. You're going to see one in my gear selection, another in Keith's gear selection on both the hunting and fly fishing side. So now, fly fishing wise, I haven't seen anybody use his list for fly fishing. But again, wanted to give him credit. We are using his spreadsheet. We've just made our own changes with gear. So basically, the very first list he had was total price of $17,210. That was everything included. In 2017, that list jumped to $17,760, but it did come down in poundage. So the way this list is going to be broken up, we're going to go obviously first with the pack, and the pack you will see later on today. So you have your pack, you have your sleeping gear, you have your packed clothing, you have your worn clothing and gear, you have your optics, so this would be for the hunt, the optics, your weapon, so whether it's archery or firearms, then you have your gear that is packed, or you're not using it on your person at all times. Your cook kit, safety gear, and food and water. So we are going to literally break down all of those items in our selection. For the fly fishing version, where it comes to optics and weapon, obviously weapons, it won't be weapons, there'll be fly rods and reels, and then the optics will change to on the water gear, so stuff that you're using while you're in the stream or fishing the lake or what have you. So we again are super excited to bring this to your attention when we're hitting on certain items after doing a little more research, because food was becoming, everybody has to have their own calorie count per day. So we were trying to figure out how to do it, but we haven't figured out. One thing that I didn't realize that Brady did, and I found out later, was that he actually mixed some of his own stuff at home and put them into basically a freezer bag and sucked the air out of them to pack them, which we will touch on a little bit. But we opted for the dehydrated food versions. It's a little bit easier to deal with, less work, but we hope that you guys enjoy it. So again, you'll see each segment on one list from me, one list from each segment from Keith, on both the hunting and the fly fishing side, and then we will touch throughout when we're talking about late season stuff. So if you're going out later in the season, obviously there's things that need to change, things that you can cut depending on weather, location, things of that nature. So that's kind of the layout. So the first thing that you're going to see starting tonight will be part 1 of the Backcountry Gear List video series, and that will be on my choice of pack. So we'll break down the initial ascent IA6K along with the rain cover, and I'll get you all the weights and so on, and so you guys have an idea. This, I'm going to move the camera here a little bit. So this was actually the gear list. Again, this is exactly the way that Brady had it set up from Go Hunt. We obviously made changes. We changed some of the dates, changed elevation, changed weather. And then obviously we have changed basically all of the gear that was on there. So you'll see the difference in price. So really we're going against the $17,200 price that was on his original 2016 list, but we will be able to compare it to his 2017 list as well, which was $560 higher than his, $550 higher than his original list. So we'll break it all down for you guys, and we appreciate it, and we will talk to you guys soon.